What are my rules for a happy life? I think my rules for a happy life is what Shakespeare said, to thyself be true. That's it. For me, that's the core at having a happy life, is to thy own self be true. And I think if you keep that, you can't go wrong. You really can't go wrong. You know, like what's true for me is true for me. And I think that I have that framework, that frame of what I want my life to be for me, and I just never veer from that. And in my life, when I've seen that I veered from that, I always went wrong. Always went wrong. Right? So to thy own self be true. It's just, dude, that's just like, that's it. That's it. That's the key to a happy life. Think about it. If you're true to yourself, if you're true to yourself about the career you have or don't have, the relationship you have or don't have, the money that you have or don't have, if you're just true to yourself about it, that's 99% of it, man. You know, like when I was broke, and I was like, yeah, I was broke. You know, people aren't true to themselves about the actual problem. Like if you're fat, you're fat. If you're broke, you're broke. You have a thyroid problem. Like if you're fat, you're fat. If you're broke, you're broke. You don't have a mental issue. If you're broke, you're broke. Right? If you're failing in life, you're failing in life. If you can't read, you can't read. Hey, I can't read. Right? So people aren't true to themselves about that. Like, dude, you have a problem. I had a problem. I had a failing business. You know, I had broken relationships. I had bad finances. I was in credit card debt. And I wasn't afraid to say it. Yeah, I was in credit card. I had hundreds of thousands of dollars in credit card debt. I had failing relationships. I've been divorced. I've been, broke, almost bankrupt twice. But I wasn't fake about it. And I was willing to admit it. And I think today in society, you have a lot of people who just aren't willing to admit it, dude. They're just not willing, whether it's about their physical body or about their finances or whatever. They're just not willing to be like, yeah, I'm broke. Yeah, I'm this. Yeah, I'm that. Okay, good, because then that's step one, right? Of acknowledging the condition that you're in, being true to yourself. And that's at the point that you can actually start to accept change. But if you're just in denial, which most people are in denial about, you know, the fact that they're broke or overweight or miserable or whatever, you got somebody that's super depressed, but you meet them and they're like, yeah, no, life is great, I'm super happy. No, dude, you're not, you're depressed. So just say, yeah, I'm depressed. I'm depressed. Okay, then at that point you can start the healing, the rebuilding of yourself, right? It's like a burned down society. Like if the society is burned down to the ground, everybody's like, no, everything's great. Well, how are you gonna rebuild? As opposed to saying, yeah, our whole city is burnt to the ground. It's all in ashes, and now we're gonna rebuild. Okay, cool, now you got something to work with. But most people don't think that way, dude. They're just in denial. They can't even admit it. They can't even admit it. So the key to a happy life is be true to yourself, man. And look, Shakespeare figured that shit out a long time ago, and it's still true today. Just admit it. I mean, that's the only way you're gonna invite change. You're not gonna invite change if you think that you're doing well, but you're financially, morally, and spiritually broke. How are you gonna invite change? Really? You can't. It doesn't work that way. You gotta first admit it. Hey, I am. And then you start the healing, and then you start the change, and then you start the rebuilding. Like you gotta break down to the core, man. And you got people walking around today that just think that they're emotionally, physically, financially, and spiritually broke. Bankrupt. But they pretend that everything's okay.